First round of the NCAA San Antonio Regional, hosted by UTSA and San Antonio Sports, teed off today TPC San Antonio Oaks course. We start with UTSA senior Cameron Carillon, one of two locals in the 54-hole event playing as individuals. Now, Cameron started on the par 4 10th hole. She found herself in trouble right away, but had a nice up and down from a greenside bunker to save par. That was a huge way for her to start off her round. She carded a 1 under par on her first 9, and then even par on her back 9 for a 1 under 71 to open the San Antonio Regional.
I feel pretty good. I haven't looked at anything, but I mean, you can't win it and you can't lose it in the first day. So I feel really good. It played tough on my back 9, which was the front 9 on the Oaks, and the wind started blowing. So I feel like I played well for the wind. I think I shot even on my back 9, which is the front 9, and it's tough. Everyone knows it's tough out here. So I feel pretty good about it. Yeah.
Cam was paired with University of the Incarnate Word senior golfer Alex Giles on a par 4 10th, measuring 395 yards. She was on the green in 2, and then she 2-putted for an even par 4. She was even through 3 holes and then went double bogey, birdie, and double bogey again on holes 4 through 6. She was +2 on her front 9, 5 over on her second 9 to finish round 1 at +779.
It was tough, hot, but a lot of fun. The course is good fun, but tough around the greens. So.
Cameron is tied for 3rd at 1 under par 71. Giles is tied for 47th. So the low individual not on an advancing team from each regional site will advance to play in the national championships.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
The Cowboys acquired Brandon Cooks from the Texans this offseason to add some depth to an already pretty dynamic wide receiving core. And Cooks has already made a strong first impression on current top wideout CeeDee Lamb. The two have been trading notes recently, and they seem to be perfect training partners.
I'm more of a visual learner, and he's more of a let me show you type. So honestly, like, if I have any questions, he's always told me, like, you know what I'm saying, the first moment he stepped in is to ask him, be open with him, you know what I'm saying, and just be comfortable. And I mean, in a situation like this, man, he can still run, he can still move. He's very explosive. So it's good to have him a part of this team. I can't wait to see him in the future.
Lamb and Cooks have each posted 2 1,000-yard receiving seasons over the last 3 years. The DeMeco Ryans era in Houston is off to a strong start, even before a single down has been played. An aggressive draft and several key free agents seem to have the Texans trending up heading into the 2023 season. One of the most notable acquisitions was defensive back Jimmy Ward, who worked with Ryans when he was the defensive coordinator in San Francisco. And Ward saw firsthand how Ryans has developed into the head coach he is today.
For him to be a coach, he was coachable. You can criticize him and he'll take it and he'll learn from it. I just watched him and Coach Kyle relationship in San Fran, and when he got the defensive coordinator job, he stepped right in the shoes, and then there was some big shoes to fill because Saleh was a pretty good defensive coordinator too, but he stepped right in and we didn't lose a beat. And I think we actually got better. And now it's his first time being a head coach, and I feel like he's going to do an amazing job.
Players love when they can talk to their head coach.
Absolutely, and he's been where they've been.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks, Larry.
Up next here, KSAT explains public defenders, who they are, and how a man's legal fight in Florida changed the right to representation. Next.
Everyone has the right to legal representation, whether you can afford it or not. That's the purpose of the Bexar County Public Defender's Office. TV and movies have created a stereotype of attorneys who represent clients who can't pay for their services. But the story of how public defenders actually came to be is one based on real events that at one time was made into a movie. Here's KSAT Explains.
Intimidating, life-changing, confusing, and chaotic. Just a few ways to describe being booked into jail. Isaac Munoz has been there.
You're kind of scared. You don't know anything.
His arrest followed several tough years. The loss of his father in 2017, the death of his mother in 2018, and his sister in 2019. Her passing left him without a place to stay.
I'm a struggling homeless person. I'm homeless. I live in an abandoned trailer that was given to me.
Isaac says tensions boiled over at a family gathering 2 years ago. There was a fight. He left. Then in 2022, he got pulled over. An officer arrested him on outstanding warrants for assault and interfering with a 911 call, all related to that family fight.
I went to jail on August the 5th.
Jail is where Isaac was connected with a public defender.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm an attorney with the Public Defender's Office. I'll be representing you for the purpose of magistration.
A public defender initially represents everyone who gets booked into jail.
Magistration's when the judge tells you what your charges are, lets you know what your bonds are set at. That's what's happening in the courtroom. What we try to do is try to get them a reasonable amount of bond. Don't talk to the judge about your case. Don't plead your case to the court. Anything you say in that courtroom is all being recorded. Both audio and video can be used against you when you go to trial. Every time that somebody gets arrested, we get the documentation from the clerk's office. We get it in the computer, we check out their file, we read through it to make sure that there's enough probable cause for the arrest.
After an inmate's bond is set, some will choose their own attorneys. Some get a court-appointed attorney, which could be a private attorney selected by the court. Others get an attorney from the Bexar County Public Defender's Office.
All we do is indigent defense.
Indigent defense, defending a client who is unable to pay for representation.
There are so many resources with the Public Defender's Office. It allows you to help your client in a way that you're often not able to in private practice.
Usually our office represents people who have mental health issues, or represent people who have family violence issues, or represent people who have some sort of misdemeanor cases.
The Public Defender's Office has connections with resources like mental health services, substance abuse treatment, social workers, and others.
Instead of just saying, okay, I got your case dismissed, good luck. Well, what are the root causes? Can we connect you to services? Is there something that we can do to help you not be back in this place?
The right to counsel for those who can't afford it can be traced back to this man, Clarence Gideon.
Clarence Gideon was not exactly a perfect person.
He was arrested in 1961 in Panama City, Florida. Gideon was accused of breaking into a pool hall and stealing beer, wine, soda, and some cash.
The United States Constitution says we have a Sixth Amendment right to counsel to assist us in criminal trials.
But state law in Florida at the time said the right to counsel was only afforded to those who couldn't pay for it if they were booked on a capital offense. Gideon's charge was a felony.
He had a trial where he had to represent himself. He had to bring in witnesses on his own. He had to cross-examine, make opening statements, closing arguments, all the things lawyers do, all on his own.
Clarence Gideon was convicted and sentenced to prison. And there, still acting as his own attorney, he started his own appeal, eventually sending a handwritten letter all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. Then, in 1963, the highest court in the country sided with the man who had little money and little education.
It was a phenomenal ruling. It said that it is a fundamental part of a fair trial to have that assistance of counsel. And ultimately, it means that anyone accused of a crime who cannot afford a lawyer, and if it is a crime for which a person faces possible incarceration, they are entitled to have a court-appointed lawyer at the state's expense.
Today, Gideon is celebrated in the world of public defense. March 18th, the day that Supreme Court decision came down, is known as Gideon's Day. But not every county has a dedicated public defender's office.
We need to bring parity in place so that simply because you do not have the resources to defend yourself, you are not left behind.
There is an effort to try to close that gap with something called Managed Assigned Counsel. It's a system created to allow private attorneys to also be chosen when needed to represent indigent clients. And there is an income threshold for such representation. A client must make $997 or less per month once things like rent, utilities, and food have been subtracted.
An innocent man could easily be found guilty because they weren't aware of the process. And that's where we serve such a huge function.
As for Isaac,
When you get back to the desk,
the case against him was ultimately dismissed, and he's thankful for the public defender who helped him along the way.
she took her time to call me and let me know. She didn't see me as a number. I was scared to begin with. I'm scared. I don't know anything about the law.
If you would like to check out more of our KSAT Explains stories, scan this QR code. You'll also find a section on the KSAT Explains page where you can let us know what you want explained. We'll be right back. Thousands of film and television writers have put down their pens and laptops, and they've picked up picket signs. They're demanding better pay and residuals from streaming media.
Tiffany Huerta spoke to one of those writers who grew up in San Antonio and explains the situation and its impact.
I have had to go back to my day job in between gigs. And so I'm working as an accountant in the meantime as I wait to lock in that second writing gig.
Raymond Arturo Perez is one of the thousands of Writers Guild of America members who have been picketing in Los Angeles.
We want to be properly compensated for our work.
Arturo Perez is a film and television writer who grew up in San Antonio. We met him in March when he was teaching UTSA students about screenwriting. He has worked on several projects and was a writer for season 2 of Selena, the series on Netflix.
It's starting to feel like a gig-to-gig career path in a way that in the past really hasn't been the case. You get hired on a show and you are able to be creative and be compensated for your creativity. And now it really is a struggle.
The Writers Guild of America called for its members to stop working until the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers come to an agreement on different issues, from salary increases to residuals from streaming media.
We get residuals from network shows and from cable shows. So we're asking that we get residuals from streaming shows as well.
The union represents over 11,000 writers, and we're already starting to see some shows affected, including Netflix's Stranger Things, that halted production due to the strike.
I feel very empowered, the fact that we are on strike. I feel like our demands are logical and necessary for the future of writing and this creative business.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT12 News.
All right, let's take live cam outside right now, 86 degrees. Seems like the clouds are getting a little more ominous out there from this shot.
Yeah, it looks that way, but right now nothing developing over downtown. You know, we made it to 91 earlier today. We're starting to feel that warmth this time of year, but with an active weather pattern, it's probably not going to be as hot in the days ahead. Let's take a look at our forecast for this evening. As we go through the night, 10 o'clock, warm and humid, some storms possible thereafter. And even around 10 o'clock, we'll have some storms, especially off to the west and in the hill country. Our storm chances really start to rise after 9 o'clock. They become into the scattered category late tonight and during the overnight hours, and likely tapering off around the morning commute tomorrow. We'll talk more about this and show you where some new development is taking place right now, coming right up.
Tonight, San Antonio police are investigating a drive-by shooting that killed a 2-year-old girl. This happened around 1:30 this afternoon on Future Drive, not far from I-10 and 410. SAPD says the 2-year-old was in a house with other young children at the time. No information about this shooter has been released.
The 3 teenagers in custody now after allegedly breaking into a man's truck overnight. The man told SAPD he saw the teens breaking into his car, shot a gun in the air. The police say nothing was taken from the truck. Police say the man won't face charges.
Charges are set for the man accused of running over and killing 8 people at a bus stop in Brownsville. George Alvarez is charged with 8 counts of manslaughter, 10 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Police now trying to figure out if Alvarez intentionally hit those people.
The Texas House bill to raise the age to buy certain semi-automatic guns to 21 has passed through committee. The bill now has until 10 tomorrow night to make it onto the calendar to be discussed on the House floor. That's your recap.
A lot to watch in the forecast in terms of storms this week. Adam, I know it's the time of year, but all this humidity, is that a big ingredient here?
Oh, big time. And we're getting into a pattern still where we get the extra moisture above us from the Pacific Ocean, and then the little impulses of energy, one of which is approaching us this evening and tonight. So it's going to be an active weather pattern. Doesn't mean it's going to be rainy every day at your house or affecting your neighborhood every day. But I think by Friday into the weekend, we significantly increase those odds. Let's get right to it with the radar. And let's talk about what's out there. That development from Bastrop to LaGrange, starting to simmer down a little bit, but this is a good example. Over the past 3 hours, this storm basically didn't even move. Now, this lapse you see here is 1 hour in time, and it starts to show it dissipating and moving off to the east. But we've got very slow forcing winds aloft that steer these storms. They're very weak. And so these storms are nearly stationary and then just drifting around, which means heavy rainfall potential. Good example right here. LaGrange, just west of downtown LaGrange there, 6 inches of rain estimated by the Doppler radar from that thunderstorm. And we're talking significant rainfall, and then you could still get more of that in days ahead. So it just will compound and add up for some areas. Now notice this little outflow boundary that's headed our way right here. It's through San Marcos, hitting New Braunfels, and it looks like we just have a new little thunderstorm, a little shower developing near Green and New Braunfels there, west of I-35. That's a new one. Likely a result of that outflow boundary. And that outflow boundary is headed towards San Antonio. Could pop a few showers or storms around here in the coming hour. And some clusters developing around Junction. We're seeing a little more southward development, and I think that's the most likely scenario through the evening. And then even fresh development here in Mexico, but getting closer to the Rio Grande, getting closer to the border. This is a slow situation. Again, those steering winds are lazy out there right now. Here's the big picture, and we're looking over the past 6 hours. A lot of activity in Mexico. Now we're watching for it to start developing eastward and make its way into south central Texas. But here's an upper level disturbance, little spin right here. One of those little impulses we were talking about, but more potent than your typical impulse that's going to be affecting us tonight, throughout the day tomorrow as well. And we do have that severe weather risk, especially along and west of 281, particularly from Kerrville to Bandera to Hondo to Cotulla and even Devine and westward. That's where we're in the 2 out of 5 risk. On a scale of 1 to 5, it's a 2 out of 5 farther to the west of San Antonio. Locally, it's a 1 out of 5. Primary risk, some large hail closer to the Rio Grande and then some straight line winds. But another risk is flash flooding possible throughout the rest of this weekend, especially into the weekend. Notice those storm chances tomorrow afternoon back up to 50%. Thursday and Friday, 30 to 40%. Or I should say Wednesday and Thursday, 30 to 40%. Friday, we're back to 50% scattered, and then widespread on Saturday at 70%. And we'll still have some fairly scattered activity into Mother's Day. So this is a good pattern when it comes to drought denting and even some drought busting rain. As for the potential, this is just a generalized estimate, but over really the next 6 days or so, we could have a good 3 to 5 inches around most of Bexar County and surrounding communities, and even higher amounts out west from Rock Springs to Lakey to Uvalde. Could be talking 5 to 7 inches. Anyway, 88 degrees right now, dew point is 70. We start the day tomorrow at 70, make it up to 83 with those storm chances elevated starting at noon tomorrow and even into the afternoon and evening. Good thing is high temperatures are going to remain in check with this active pattern, mainly low to mid 80s for highs.
Lots to watch. Thank you, Adam.
The Buzz is coming up next. An Australian woman survived 5 days in the wild with a bottle of wine and some lollipops. A rescue helicopter spotted the woman last Thursday, directed police to where she was. She says while on vacation, she made a wrong turn, ended up at a dead end. Then while trying to turn around, her car got stuck in the mud. And there was no cell phone service.
She was only planning a short trip, so she only had a few snacks with her and a bottle of wine she said she brought for her mother. She says she doesn't usually drink alcohol. Police say the woman was extremely relieved to see them. She was treated at a local hospital for dehydration.
I have questions.
Yeah, me too.
Red, white, blow pops?
Tootsie Pops?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Here's an unusual job listing. Fast and Furious claims adjuster. Someone wanted to binge the Fast and Furious films over a 2-week period. That's 10 films, more than 20 hours of content, all for $1,000. The website Finance Buzz says it's looking for someone to watch all the movies and note damages from every single car crash on screen.
They'd have to include the extent of the damage, which cars were involved, and the number of wrecks per movie. Finance Buzz intends to use the findings to estimate the insurance impact of the global billion-dollar franchise's reckless driving Applications open on the company's website until May 19th.
May need some wine and lollipops.
Yeah, definitely. NASA launching a new mission aimed at improving hurricane forecasting. The first 2 CubeSats, nicknamed Rocket Like a Hurricane. It's off the Scorpions song.
I got that part.
In case you didn't know that, Myra. It lifted off from New Zealand. They're about the size of a loaf of bread, weigh about 12 pounds each. In about 2 weeks, 2 additional CubeSats, nicknamed Coming to a Storm Near You, are set to launch.
Did you help with these names?
I wish.
Together, the 4 satellites will orbit more than about 340 miles above the Earth's surface. They'll capture hourly observations of the precipitation, temperature, and humidity of all tropical storms. It's coming at a perfect time. The Atlantic hurricane season is set to start on June 1st.
You know the exciting thing?
What?
These CubeSats will just be riding the storm out. We'll be right back.
Jeez. That's all our time. Thanks so much for watching the news at 6.
Yeah, and your dad gave us a suggestion for those CubeSats.
What was it?
Major Tom.
He
Ground
did.
control to
Thanks,
CubeSat
Dad.
1.
I told him.
Way to go, Myra, Dad.